Welcome to another Splatoon 2 video on the channel. This will be another Splatoon 2 news roundup video where I round up all of the latest news. Now apparently on the 8th of June for us, the 9th of June in Japan, there will be an announcement surrounding Splatoon that will shock the world. Now we don't know what this announcement will be, but some people are speculating about whether this could be a Battle Royale mode for Splatoon 2. Now this piece of news has come with the image that you are seeing on screen, so maybe the news will be that we will be getting Mario content within Splatoon 2. That will definitely shock the world. Or maybe it could be something like the Octo expansion release date getting announced, but because apparently this announcement would shock the world, I'm not sure whether that release date would be enough to shock the world unless the Octo expansion did come out on that same day, but I just can't see that happening. I think the Octo expansion will appear at E3 2018. I don't think it will be Octo expansion related, but maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it could be something in relation to Smash, and we could be getting a new Splatoon character announced for Smash. Maybe it could be Callie and Marie, and they will be playable characters in Smash, but again, you would think that would be saved for E3. What I'm going with is that Nintendo will be releasing a smartphone game related to Splatoon, and this is what the announcement will be. I don't think it will be a Battle Royale mode for Splatoon 2. I just can't see that happening. I don't think it will be Octo expansion, just because like what I said before, you got E3 happening a few days later, and you would think that Nintendo would save anything Octo expansion for E3. So I don't think it will be Smash or Octo expansion. What I'm going with is it will be a smartphone game. Maybe it will be like a 2D platformer, or maybe it will be like the arcade games in the original game made for iOS and Android, and that is what will be the announcement. Or maybe it could be a Splatoon game coming to the 3DS. That is what I'm going with at this moment in time. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Let me know what you think this announcement could be. I have just thought about this a little bit more, and what if the announcement isn't video game related at all? What if the announcement will be for a Splatoon anime or a Splatoon film? I think those two things would be big enough announcements to shock the world, so maybe it couldn't be video game related. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think this announcement could be. Of course, what could get announced, it may not be this big. It may not be as big as what people are thinking it will be. But of course, when we do get this piece of news, then I will cover this piece of news on the channel when we do get it. I think it will be the 8th of June for people living in the West, but it will be announced on the 9th of June, which is on the Saturday. I think we will get this piece of news Friday our time, but yeah, we'll bring you this piece of news on the channel when we do get it. So, of course, at this moment in time, we are in the middle of a Splatfest tournament, and it is TMNT themed. And today Nintendo have announced that the Japanese audience will be getting their own Splatfest tournament, and again this will be a sponsored Splatfest. Japan have had quite a lot of sponsored Splatfest since the game did launch back in July, and this sponsored Splatfest tournament is themed around Sanrio characters. So the first Splatfest will be Hello Kitty versus Cinnamoroll. The winners of that Splatfest will take on either My Melody or Pom Pom Purin, and this Splatfest tournament will go on from the 19th of May up until the 10th of June. Now what is really annoying about this piece of news is that the Japanese audience can actually buy t-shirts in real life that are based on the Splatfest t-shirts, and these are available on My Nintendo Japan, but unfortunately we cannot buy them in the West. This is really annoying. Why couldn't we have this option with our sponsored Splatfest? It is really annoying how the Japanese audience can buy these t-shirts in real life and we can't. It would be really cool if we could buy more Splatoon gear. So it's just slightly annoying that the Japanese audience can actually buy these t-shirts and we can't buy our sponsored Splatfest t-shirts. I know a lot of people would have bought the TMNT sponsored Splatfest t-shirts, so this is really frustrating. I think Nintendo, they need to pretty much sell most of the gear. I'm sure that they can't sell certain pieces of gear due to licensing and stuff like that. But Nintendo really need to do like a Splatoon shop where you can buy all of the gear in real life. Seriously, I'll just buy so many t-shirts, so many jackets if they ever did that. So yeah, I guess it's cool for the Japanese audience, and I guess Japan is the biggest market for the game just because the game has sold over 2 million copies in Japan alone. So I guess that is why they do get all of the cool stuff like merchandise and stuff like that. But it's just slightly annoying how they are getting this added feature, and us in the West, we aren't getting this feature of buying the Splatfest t-shirts in real life. But let me know in the comment section below whether you would have bought the sponsored TMNT Splatfest t-shirts. I'm sure there would have been a massive market, but maybe there would have been problems with Nickelodeon. Maybe Nickelodeon wouldn't have wanted to do that sort of stuff, and maybe Sanrio, they've got a much closer relationship with Nintendo than what Nickelodeon have with Nintendo. So I'm guessing that is the reason why we don't have the option to buy our sponsored Splatfest t-shirts. But yeah, Nintendo, please do more of this sort of stuff, and please make this available for Western users as well. Speaking of Splatfest, Nintendo have released artwork for the Mike versus Donny Splatfest, and again, just like the last one we got last week, it looks really cool. I am loving the artwork that Nintendo are doing with the TMNT sponsored Splatfest. So yeah, I can't wait to play in this Splatfest this weekend, and I will be recording most of the matches. You probably are watching some gameplays from the Splatfest last weekend, but I can play a lot more of this week's Splatfest compared to last week's. And speaking of the Japanese sponsored Splatfest, it will be interesting to see what they will be getting in terms of Shifty Station. Will they be getting all 3 new stages, or will they be seeing repeats kind of like what we are getting at this moment in time? There is a new Shifty Station stage that we haven't gotten yet from the last sponsored Splatfest that the Japanese market got, and that was themed around JAMSTEC. So it will be interesting to see whether they will be even more ahead and they will be getting a brand new Shifty Station stage like each week, or whether they will be getting maybe 2 repeats and then they will be getting a brand new Shifty Station stage. And for us in the West, we will get that new Shifty Station stage maybe next month in June. Maybe that will be the case, but just thought I would raise that point just because we are a little bit behind in terms of Shifty Station in the West. So I'm guessing we will get the brand new Shifty Station stage in our final week of the sponsored Splatfest tournament. So yeah, it will be interesting to see whether we will catch up with this tournament or whether we will fall behind again with the sponsored Splatfest that the Japanese market will be getting soon. Now we've got a new Octo expansion translated tweet from Nintendo UK and Nintendo Europe, but unfortunately it's not really anything big. The tweet is about a passenger on the deep sea metro, and this is what the translated tweet has to say. This passenger on the deep sea metro might look a little bit miffed or annoyed at first glance, but he is actually quite content. So like what I said, nothing really major there. Now Nintendo did release a new update for Splatoon 2, and I guess the main headline to come from this update is that it did fix some dialogue with Calais with the 3.0 update. Previously with the 3.0 update, Callie did say something that was intended to be Marie's dialogue, so this update has changed that dialogue so that Marie actually says it instead of Callie. Nintendo and JAMSTEC or Jamstack will be doing a live stream together. Now this will be held in Japan on the 12th of May, and I'm wondering whether we will be getting anything major, like in terms of the Octo expansion. I think we will get some new Octo expansion details, just because that is what JAMSTEC are doing. They are tweeting out some stuff in terms of the Octo expansion and how it relates to the real world. So maybe that is what they will be doing with this live stream. So maybe we won't get anything major in terms of new Octo expansion details, but of course if we do get anything new in terms of the Octo expansion, then of course we'll cover that on the channel. And the last piece of news that I need to cover in this video is that there is a jacket called the Deep Sea Octo jacket, and on the back of this jacket it does have Marie, and it does look like an octopus creature, which I'm guessing is DJ Octavio. So this piece of gear is referencing to the single player in Splatoon 2. So I'm wondering whether there will be an equivalent for Callie in the game, but this is a cool reference to the single player. So that is pretty much everything that I need to cover in this video. I'd just like to thank you all for the support on the channel, but that is it for this video, and I will see you next time.